My name is Ayazafar. In this video, I am going to show you how to create a logging form UI and also how to implement error validation with the help of the reactive form. So let's begin. So first of all, we need to import a card, and we also need some basic styling here. For example, we need to add the background color, a light background gray color. So I want to get a very light background gray color. So I guess this is the correct one, or maybe a little lighter further. Okay, now I need to import the card module. So import some, so import the mat card module and add it in the imports array. And after then, we can start using it in the app component. So we have several options: mat card header, mat card content, mat card footer. So in the header, we will have some header related code, and in the footer, we will have some action buttons. Uh, and in the content, we will add the inputs for the login sign in feature. So in the header, let me see something interesting. So, so let's add the toolbar in the header. I guess that will look good. So let's try. Hmm. Uh, it is showing me error because I did not import the library yet. So for that, I mat toolbar. So if you want to get the exact spellings and the import code, you can go to the API and you can look at the exact way to import it. So the spellings are mat toolbar module. And now you need to import in the same way like we did earlier, just copy paste that like this and copy this name, put it here and here type toolbar. That's it. So mat toolbar has been imported and added to our component. Now we can use it. You can see now error has gone. Okay. Let's see if there is any error in console. Okay, there is no error, but this toolbar is not looking good. There should be a better color scheme for it. So let's try color, primary. Okay, yeah, this is looking better, but there is padding in the header. So either we can remove the header or we can use some CSS. Hmm. Actually, there is a padding inside the card. That is why it is happening. So Let's see in the inspect elements that what are the issues that we need to fix. Okay, so this is a matte card. Let's add some styling to the matte card. Padding 0 pixels. Let's see. Okay. Also, let's look at this left padding. So actually, let's remove the matte card header because we don't need it in our case because we have the toolbar that is also behaving like a header. So that's fine. Mm, And we should also decrease the width and height of the matte card. Okay. And now we need to align it vertically and horizontally in the middle. For that, I need to create another container, or, or I can make it position absolute, top 0 pixel, left 0 pixel, right 0 pixels, bottom 4 pixel, and margin auto. So let's see if that works. Yeah, that worked. You can see that now it is perfectly in the middle of the screen. So now we have the header. Now we need a footer. So here we need a button. Actually, we need a material button. So let's import the button module first. So I have imported the button module. Now I can use it in my HTML. So matte raised button color primary and log in. Okay. The button has been added, but now its position is not good. We need to improve that. So I guess we remove the padding of the card. I guess that is why it is happening. Let's see what happens. Okay. So instead of removing the uh, padding of the main card, we will move the header to the left, top, and right side to remove that padding for the header. Actually, this is Matte toolbar. So let me select the name so that I could use in the CSS. Margin top minus 20 pixels, margin left minus 20 pixels, margin right minus 20 pixels. Let's see. Okay, 20 pixel is too much. Let me try 15 pixels. Okay, I guess instead of 15, it should be 14. So 16. Okay, but the border radius is gone for the card. We need to keep that as well. For that, we can try overflow hidden. Okay, now it's looking good. And, let's try 100% width. So it is taking some time. So instead of using this approach, we can try a different one. So let's remove the padding and for the mat card footer, we can add padding there. Okay. This should be aligned toward right. So let's try that. Okay, we need flex and in the justify content. And another thing that I am thinking should be there that it should move back to the bottom instead of the up. And it is on the upside because the card content height is 0 pixels. So for that is why is on this top position. So we need to push it downward to the bottom of the form. For that, let's try something. For example, this is the card. We can add display flex and flex direction column. And here, let's try to add flex grow. That worked. All right. So we can do the same thing again. Display flex, flex direction column. And to the mat content, flex group one. That's it. Actually, this is mat card content, not mat content. And now it is working fine. Now next we need to add the input fields here to fill the form. So let's add the input fields for that. For that we need to import the input module. So okay, I have imported the material input module. Now I can use it. Uh, Along with mat input module, we also need the form field. Let's see, we have the form field available. Where it is there, so let's try to use it. Mat. Here you can use the input tag, and in the input tag you have to add the mat input directive, and here you can add placeholder, enter username. Okay. Also, I want to change appearance of this input field. Outline. I want the outline. Okay. Let's quickly take a look at the outline here. Maybe we did not import the mat form field yet. That is why it is not behaving correctly. So let's try to import the mat form field as well to see. I want something like this. So let's see if we made anything wrong. Okay, outline. Yeah, we need to add the mat label as well. So we did not add that. So let's do that here at mat label, enter username, and then we also need to add the mat hint to show the errors. Okay, right now it is showing everything. It is showing the hint. Even if there is no error, we will control that later when we'll add validation. So for now, I'm removing the hint. And now we need padding to the mat card content. So let's add that padding 20 pixels. Okay. And here, all right. Now we need to have the width 100%. Let's try that. Mat form field width 100%. Okay. Now it's looking good. Next, we need to add the field for the password. So we will just copy paste this block of code as it is, and we will then make changes in that. And here we should add the type password. And instead of username, let's use the word email because we also want to work on the email validation. And if you are using email type, then you should also try to use the type email here. Okay, now you can see that our basic form is looking better than before, but the height is too much. So instead of fixed height, let's try the minimum height to see if that makes improvement. No, that is not looking good. Instead of 400 pixel, let's try 200. See that happen. No, that is looking bad. Let's try 300 pixels. Huh. Okay. What's going on? Let's try 250. Oh, 280 maybe. Let me see from the inspect element. Huh. I should have removed the padding top from the footer. So let's do that now. The padding top and bottom has been removed. Next, we should remove the margin and the padding of the mat content. Okay, there is still white space below the input. Let's see the words. Issue. Mm. So let's remove the flex screw and see that. Yeah, now it is better. And okay, now it is looking great. I want to use minimum height. So that if error appears, then it will increase its height. So that is why adding a fixed height is not good idea. So if you add minimum height, then the approach with position absolute does not work. So for that, I will have to remove all these properties, and I will have to use a different uh, way to align it vertically in middle. For that, I will have to add another container here, and let's style that container. Okay, now add display flex, align item center, justify content center. Okay, width should be 100 view width VW. Okay, yeah, now it's better. Okay, now we need to add some validation so that it can show errors. For that, w- we should, I will be using you can use the normal form form control, but in this video, I will use the reactive form, and I think that is better. So let's use it. For that, we will have to import the reactive form module. Okay, we have imported the reactive form module and added it in the imports array. Now we are ready to use it. To use it, we have to go back to our component, and there we will have to inject form builder. So private FB form builder and form form group. So I defined a variable a property form that will have a type of form group. So in the constructor, I will call a form this dot setup form, and now I will create that form. Okay, now this dot fp dot group, and I will assign this value to the this dot form. And in this group, you will have to pass an array, and in array, every value should be an object. Uh, or it can be an object, or take a look. Okay, yeah. So we were going right. Every array should, every item should be an object in, and here we need to add the property that will define the name of the input. For example, we have the email. Here you will have to add another array and pass the default value. This is the default value, and second parameter is second parameter will contain an array of the validators. So here we want two validations. First validation is the required. So this field should not be empty, and second validation should be about the valid email address. So let's do that. Validators, type that and import that. I have imported the validator from the forms library of Angular. And next, type required. And next, again, type validators dot email. So these validators are out of the box for us so that we can use to validate emails. Next, we need to add validation for the password as well. For password, I will just use the required. Okay. Now our form group has been set up, so we can use it here. Here you should type the form group. Okay. In this way, you will have to link your form group with this main container. Now inside of it, you need to add the form control name, and these names should be exactly same that you have typed here in this object. So first one is the email, and second one is the password. Okay. So next, let's print the value of our form group and see how it looks like. If something wrong happened, let's see what is the issue. Hmm. So I am going to create a temporary getter. Okay, so now it is saying that cannot find control with the name password. Let's see what the issue. Let, let us try to add this to the input, see if that fixes the problem. Hmm. Okay, yes. Actually, we should add the form control name in the input tag. So now you can see that error has gone. Next, we need to add JSON.stringify. Okay, you can see that now the data of the form is visible here. We can change and see if that is working. You can see it is fully integrated with the reactive form, and you can see the validation is also working. You can see that a red color is appeared, and the reason is that the you did not enter the valid email address. So let's try to add the valid email address. Hello at gmail.com. You can see that as soon as I type the valid email address, it has fixed the problem. So similarly for the password, if you keep it empty, then it will throw an error. So let's add some specific error names below them and see if that works. So now we will use the mat hint to show the errors. So email is required. This is the one error. And the second one is the invalid. Please enter valid email address. Okay, let's see. Hmm. So here we need to add a condition. Form dot has error email. So if form has the error about the email that with okay. So these are the names of the validators that you have used here in the TypeScript. So you know that we use the validator for the email and required. So you can use these words here as well. So if it has error about the email, then it should show this message. And similarly, if it has error about the required, then we'll show the relevant error message. So let's see if that works. Mm. Okay. You can see that now it is showing an error message that please enter a valid email address, but it should not show this error because we did not uh, start to type anything. So it should hide it. You can see the email is required is here, and it should not show this error message until we start typing it. So we will try to add another condition. So we should show error only if it was changed, if users try to type something or change something. Yeah. So we can use form dot touched or form dot dirty. For now, let's just use the form dot touched and see if that works. Okay. You can see that error is not showing, but when I clicked on that input field and then the error message started to show. So if I type an invalid email address, then it will start to show the invalid email address. So now let's add the same kind of error messages for the password as well. So scroll down and add the material hint. And here I will type the password. Type the password is required. Okay, you can see that when I click on the enter password, then it shows the error message. So let me see if there is any error. Anyway, so now it is as it is working now, we can just remove the JSON and JSON code from the component. And let's see. So by clicking on the login button, it should show the all of the errors if user did not fill the form. So there are two ways. Either you just disable the form login button, or you can keep it enabled. But if user click on it, then it should revalidate. So let's try something on submit, and on click we can call that function. All right, you can see that now validation is working. So as soon as you click on the login button, it will show the errors. I want to improve the error messages. These are not in red color. I want to make them red. So instead of matte, actually, let's copy it and style them in the CSS file. Okay, now it is looking perfect. So you can see that this is how we can create a login form and how to implement the validation with the help of the reactive form. So I think that's all I wanted to show you in this video. So if you did not subscribe to my channel, then please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click on the bell icon, and also like, share, and comment my video. Thank you for watching.